Yo, 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 what it do, what it do, what it do? It's your boy, old boy, checking in from Old Boy's Corner, representing South Carolina. Make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Once again, it's your boy, old boy, checking in from Old Boy's Corner. Today, content is going to be about a Ohio woman unalives her two children and bury their bodies. It's like every time you hear a story, you think it can't get no worse. They prove us wrong once again. It's sad. Mental health is real. I'm not sure, and did a whole lot of research on the case. Um, but we're gonna break it down. We're gonna break it down. Shout out to the Keyback Queen in the building. Appreciate it. Respect Chevy. I see you. Thank you. We gotta protect these babies, man. And this content may be very triggering. So trigger one is in effect. Trigger one is in effect. And here's the copyright disclaimer. Thank you for that, Chevy. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act in 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. And fair use is in effect. So we're gonna get right into it. This is in Ohio. I just seen it last night. I'm not sure. They seem to be kind of fresh. So we're gonna start off with they actually released the body cam footage of the responding officer, where the I guess you'll say the citizen was walking and actually found the suitcase and called and reported it. So we're gonna check that out first.
Halfway buried. It's about this thick. It's about halfway buried. I pulled it up, unzipped it. I couldn't really see, and I opened it up, and yeah.
This is body cam video we just received in the last couple of hours showing footage of the chilling moment that police officers in Cleveland discovered the bodies of two young girls inside suitcases partially buried in a park near a school.
Man, that's crazy.
Oh yeah, it is.
Yeah.
They
This
come
is
to
the woman
find
who
out.
police say
Hold on,
is
wait.
connected to the crime. What we know about her and how police tracked her down. We're on the case presented by Law and Crime. I'm Chris Stewart. We still have a lot of questions we're trying to get answered right now in this case out of Cleveland. It is a case that is horrific. It is chilling. And the big questions we are following right now, how did
Trigger warning.
two young girls lose their lives? One of them possibly as young as just 8 years old.
I got you.
This is the moment a police officer walked up to one of the suitcases in the park on Cleveland's east side Monday night around 6:30. The suitcase was partially buried in the ground, but it was very visible. You can see as the officer walks up to it, it wasn't hidden in the trees or beyond the fence. The newly released body.
Like that's crazy. Like, and I say it's good at least. It's hard to even do commentary on these. At least they was able to find them. There's so many missing kids that never be found. So whatever she was thinking to build to dig a shallow grave as in like she was concealing the suitcase. I don't know what she was thinking, but let's go.
Cam video, I will warn you, it has some very disturbing details that are tough to listen to, but I'll also tell you, you do not see what was inside the
Melanated,
suitcase.
thank you for coming
Much of
through.
that has been
Thank you.
redacted. Now, police say they found a second suitcase
Hey,
after
Miss Parker,
investigating
thank you for
this
coming
one.
through. Thank you.
That was about 25 feet away, and they found another body in that suitcase. So you have the bodies of two young girls in two suitcases at this park. Now, before we get into the new information we are getting from police on the arrest and what we know about that person, I want to start with what we see at the beginning of this body cam video. This officer rolling up to this park and then meets the witness who called 911, who said they made the discovery of what was in the suitcase.
Damn, sir, you can show me your rising. How you doing, sir?
We're checking up right now.
Understood.
If you go, you can see the case from back here. It's all the way straight to the back.
Close to that sign?
Yeah, see the little black
Straight ahead in front of me? Okay.
straight-
It's
yeah.
a suitcase?
It's a suitcase. I've been walking past it for about a week now because I take my dog. I stay right here. I take my dog. I usually walk her.
Oh,
here
wow.
And then come around here.
Okay.
And for the last week, she's been stopped. It was like a mound of dirt. She's been stopped and sniffing like a little too long.
Okay.
And today I was like, well, I'm gonna take it. I hope it's not.
So, as you see right here, it is possible to walk by something and just not pay it any attention. This guy said he walked by at least about for a week, and his dog kept sniffing it, and he just decided like, I need to check this out. Something is not right. It's crazy.
But I'm
Right.
and it was halfway buried. It's about this thick. It's about halfway buried. I pulled it up, unzipped it. I couldn't really see, and I opened it up. Here,
Buried under the dirt it was?
halfway, you
Okay.
can see a little part of it sticking out.
And you said you noticed it for about a week already?
Yeah, it's been sitting over there like somebody buried it or
Okay.
tried to bury it. And
Man,
like I said, I walked my dog over there, and she keeps stopping it. She sniff a little too long.
Right.
You know, she sniffs stuff, and I'm like, I don't know what that is.
Right.
I'm not going to put it. And today I was just like, let me see what that really is.
Okay.
It's back there.
All right,
I
I'll go-
pulled it up so it's kind of standing up and it stinks like hell.
Okay. You're right here at 670?
Yeah.
What was your name, sir?
Philip.
Philip? Okay. I'm going to check it out. I'll be with you. Thank you.
Thank you.
man, I wouldn't know what to
So
do if
this
I
is
found
a
something
picture
like that.
from Google Maps of the park. It is right outside of a school, and it's near a residential neighborhood where a man says he's regularly walking his dog at night, and he found this suitcase. And you heard him tell the officer that he actually believes the suitcase had been there for roughly a week, if not more. He says each time he would walk by it, his dog kept going up to it and kept showing it a lot of attention. And that night, he decided that it was time to see what was inside of the suitcase. And that's when he made the kind of discovery that lives with you forever, because you heard him tell the officer that as soon as he opened the suitcase, he saw a head inside. Now, as we continue this body cam video, the police officer then goes back to his cruiser, drives around to the other side of the park, and that's when he gets out and he makes his way to the suitcase to see for himself.
I got you.
Jeez.
Hey, are you still inside the district? Okay. I was gonna have you grab my flashlight, but that's all right. When you get up here, if you go down 162, like I went up Saranac 162, you can just pull in this parking lot for this Ginn Academy, and you'll see me back here. So I haven't opened it yet. The dude I talked to, the caller, he said that there was this suitcase partially like buried in the ground that he said he's been noticing for like a week, and his dog keeps trying to get to it. So he said that he pulled it out today and to see what was in there because it was kind of heavy, and he noticed like a head and he just left it and called the police. So I'll just wait till you guys get here before I open it. All right. Yeah, just come down towards like Midland, and I mean, as soon as you get to like the last drive for the school, you'll just pull in there. I'm in the back. All right. Bye.
Barney 14th radio. What?
Hey, Gil, are you still at the district by chance? Can you do me a favor, please? I left my flashlight in the sergeant's office.
Hotline.
Are you able to run it up to me? I'm on this call on 162.
Crazy.
Yeah, so if you go in there right in front of, like on the side of the refrigerator, you'll see a flashlight. And then I'm on that call on 162nd and Midland.
I would like to believe that
Appreciate
anyone
it. Thanks, Gil.
do something like this to kids, you cannot be in your right mind. She's waiting on more officers before they open it up. See if we can scheme that. Man, that's crazy. I think the little girls was 10 and 8.
Radio. Can you show me at 5, working on 3 reports and Mark taking entering property?
And he been walking past it for a week.
Yeah, 34 Radio. Yeah, bye.
I don't know. It's like it makes you wonder, like, what were the rest of the family that the kids was missing for a week and nobody noticed?
34, go ahead. Can you put me over to MP3 on this call? I copy 1834.
It does not seem that they did a lot to hide this suitcase that police say had the body of a young girl inside. And you just wonder, looking at it, how many people passed this by in the days that it was potentially there, not knowing the absolute horror of a situation that had taken place and the life that was lost and the body that was inside of that suitcase. As you watch the body cam video, the officer waits for backup to arrive. And once the backup gets there, they go back to the suitcase and they investigate.
We're going to have to look and see. I mean, it's like partially buried. He said it was sticking out for like a week. He finally decided to open it up. I just want to see. Can you flash your light on? I just want to see if there's any blood or anything on it. No? Yeah. You on?
And this is crazy.
You bring it closer. I can't see. Yeah, no.
Oh yeah, it is. It looked like a kid.
Yeah. I can't. It's attached. It's just like full in the fetal position.
It wasn't long after this suitcase that officers discover a second suitcase in this park. It's about 25 feet away. They also say it was partially buried, and inside of that suitcase was the body of another young girl. Law enforcement say these girls, their
Prayers out to
ages,
this
they
family.
believe, are between 10 and a half and 14. Then the other one is between 8 and a half and 13. Right now, law enforcement is waiting on information from the medical examiner in Cleveland to not just determine cause of death, but also positively identify these bodies. However, the medical examiner did say that preliminary DNA results show that these girls were related. They believe the girls were half sisters. The police report that we received from Cleveland PD still lists the girls' names as Jane Doe. Now, hours after police made this horrific discovery, there was an arrest that was reportedly made, and this is the person allegedly responsible, Aaliyah Henderson. She's 28 years old, and right now she is in jail in Cuyahoga County, Ohio, and she is listed as facing a charge of murder and child endangering. Cleveland police have not officially said her name yet, but neighbors tell WOIO-TV that Henderson lived in a home that was not far from the park. It was possibly right across the street. And it was at that home that authorities executed a search warrant Wednesday night. Here's what Cleveland police said as they were executing the search warrant before they arrested Henderson. This is per WKYC-TV.
This evening, our homicide unit conducted a search warrant here in this area of East 162nd and Midland. As part of that ongoing investigation and search warrant, the investigators were able to identify and detain a person of interest. At this point, the investigation obviously is ongoing. This person is going to be interviewed and we hope to continue this investigation and gather more leads. This is not an arrest at the moment. It's just a person of interest that we're looking to talk to and gain some more information. As you can imagine, all our resources, every possible lead that we have been receiving, every possible agency that we're able to work with, we're working to arrest those responsible person or persons that are responsible for this crime.
Police reportedly said that they took a person of interest into custody while serving a search warrant at that home across the street. And also in that home was a third child. But this child was alive, and this child appeared to be in good health, which is, if there's any good news in this story, and it can be hard to find at this point, the fact that that child is okay. That is certainly good news. We do know the child reportedly is in the custody now of the Department of Children and Families. Police have not said what the causes of death are for these two girls. We also don't know how long they were in the suitcases in the park, and we do not know when they died. This is what the chief of police in Cleveland said at a news conference.
Can you give any sort of update on the condition of the bodies that are found? I know you said it's been some time. This isn't something that just happened, but any sort of...
So right now, the only thing we could say, there's no clear indicators. So there's nothing that's visible enough to determine what the cause of death was.
We had heard, Chief, that perhaps these children were malnourished. Is that something that you heard as well?
I don't have a comment on that. I would defer to the medical examiner once their results come out.
Were the individuals clothed?
I will also defer to the medical examiner on that at this time.
Now, it's unclear what Henderson's relationship is to the two girls. Obviously, there's a lot of speculation right now about that, but we're just waiting to hear it from police before we talk about it. Police were asked during that news conference about open missing persons cases, and this is what the chief said about that.
Are there missing persons, missing children that match this? The two girls
It's
that
fresh.
are found?
So it's a good question. We have checked our, locally, we have no reports
Not
of any
yet.
missing children that match these identifications. We are checking statewide
That I
as
know
well. We also have the assistance from our federal, state, and local partners. This is a priority. This is a traumatic event for our
I have a bond
officers, for the
hearing
community.
as well.
And, this is just
That I
such
think
a
was
tragic
done
incident.
maybe 2 days ago.
But we're trying to develop any leads we can. That's why we're also asking for the community's help.
Even if police have a good idea on who these girls are at this point, and these girls were not entered as missing persons, we don't know how long, again, that they had been missing for. You still have to wonder at that age, with girls between the ages of 8 and 14, such a social part of a young person's life where they start to build friends. And if they go to school, teachers look after them. You have to wonder what their lives were like and why no one had reported them missing, especially if what the dog walker said is true, that suitcase was there for multiple days, a week, if not more. Why did nobody call in for these two girls, wondering where they were? Why did it have to take something like this, such a terrible discovery, for this case come to light? Those are some of the questions that we'll be watching to see if those get answered as this investigation continues on. But we want to be clear that this is still a very early part of this investigation, and police reiterated that today. Now, the Cleveland police chief did release a statement to media outlets, and it said this, quote, "These were two young lives with their entire futures ahead of them. Our detectives worked tirelessly and with great care to identify those responsible." And as reaction continues to come in, a more firmly worded quote from a Cleveland city councilman named Michael Polensik. He told TV station WOIO, quote, "What kind of monster demon would do this to two children? Just throw them away like they're garbage. No, not here, not in Collinwood. That didn't happen. We're not going to put up with that. There's got to be justice for these two kids." And then you have the mayor of Cleveland. His name is Justin Bibb. This is what he said, according to NBC News. Quote, "I want to thank our homicide detectives and members of the Division of Police for their incredible work in this case. Their dedication and persistence led to a quick arrest in connection with the tragic deaths of two young children whose bodies were discovered earlier this week. We love and protect our young people, and the loss of these two children is unimaginable." Now, we will continue to keep an eye on Henderson's court case as it moves forward. At the time of this recording, she has not been entered into a docket to appear in court. Arraignments typically happen in Ohio between 1 and 3 days after someone's arrest. We will keep.
Man, that's crazy. All right, we're gonna get into the to a bond hearing, and this was yesterday actually. So it's Aaliyah Henderson faces murder charges in court after the bodies of her 2 young daughters was found. Mm, mm, mm.
Is Aaliyah Henderson. She has 2 counts of aggravated murder.
Good morning, Ms. Henderson. All right, so we're going to first hear from, regarding your bond, we're going to first hear from the prosecutor from the state and regarding charges against you, charges that you are presumed innocent, on charges that allow for you to have an attorney without cost. And after we hear from the prosecutor, we'll hear from your attorney, okay? Madam Prosecutor.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, this is an allegation of murder in 2 separate charges. It's alleged in this matter that the defendant did cause the death of her 2 daughters, 8 and 10 years old. The badly decomposed bodies of the 2 little girls were found in shallow graves in Cleveland in suitcases. Your Honor, the defendant is 28 years old. She scores a 1 and a 1 on the PSA, has no record noted on the PSA. Your Honor, based on the nature of the allegations and the charges in this case, I would ask for nothing less than a $2 million bond. I would implore the court to consider setting a $2 million bond, cash surety at this point, for the record. Thank you.
What drives a woman? I can't remember whether they said how old the child was that was found at the home. However, so obviously a mother of at least 3, no criminal background, never been in trouble, like drives her to do something so heinous and evil.
Thank you. Madam Public Defender.
Thank you, Judge. Ms. Henderson is waiving a preliminary hearing on both cases, and I ask for the most reasonable bond you can give them.
Tell me a little more about it that you know.
Judge, she's been in jail 3 days, and as you've seen the public safety assessment, she's looking for a job and she has a place to live, and all of her life has been in this area. Thank you.
Have you seen her PSA?
I have. I just said, yeah.
Let's go over that. So no history of violence. History, 1-1, no history.
Like how? Like what happened? I know it would take, if it gets that bad, I wonder how many people that actually like take their kids to a safe haven when they get to that mental break where they feel like before they hurt them. Like you won't face any kind of charges, anything like that before it goes this far. You look lifeless.
History of violence, no convictions, no charges. Given the nature of
Yeah, it should have been no bond.
the allegations,
I know it's
as well
like
as
2 million, not enough.
my concern for the safety of the public, we will deal, the bond will be $2 million. Ms. Henderson, work with your attorney, go to your hearings, and fight for your innocence, okay? Good luck. You take care.
Mm. It's crazy. All right, this next video that I found is actually it said man says he's the father of one of the two Cleveland girls found dead. So let's check this out.
Cleveland police have now charged a 28-year-old mother with 2 counts of aggravated murder in the deaths of 2 little girls found in suitcases, buried in shallow graves in a field in the South Collinwood neighborhood. Aaliyah Henderson was arrested after police swarmed a nearby home on East 162nd Street last evening. We've also learned those girls were 10-year-old Amor Wilson and 8-year-old Mila Chapman. As this investigation continues, a community continues to come to grips with the depths of this heartbreaking tragedy. That includes a man who says he is the father of one of those little girls. News 5's John Kosick spoke with him. He joins us now, live from that neighborhood.
Do the impossible. Make sense of the senseless. Surrounded by friends for support, the man who tells us he is the father of one of the victims visits the site where the bodies of 2 girls were found this week, partially buried in suitcases. We're not disclosing his name, his face, or his daughter's name until confirmed by police.
She is happy, always smiling, always cheesing. She was a kid's kid, girly girl, kid's kid.
He told me he's been trying to get custody of his daughter, who was about to turn 9 for
Horrible.
5 years, but hasn't seen her for 4. As the girl's mother, he said, was constantly moving.
In the last 5 years, I done had so many different lawyers. Even the lawyers couldn't get it. They told me if I don't have no address for it, there's nothing we can do.
He saw the story of the 2 girls found on the news, not knowing who they were.
Me and my friends was just talking about how the world's sad with these little girls they found. Come to find out, it's my daughter and another young lady.
So he said, been trying to communicate for 5 years and hadn't seen the baby in 4 years. He had several lawyers and he couldn't get an address, so there was nothing that they can do.
That I was a part of her life too.
He said it was only when he heard the names of the victims, still unconfirmed by authorities, that he called the police tip line.
I contacted them, went up there at 7 in the morning to dot all the I's, cross the T's.
And submitted a DNA sample, he said. The police responded to requests to confirm. He said his daughter and her half-sister had a special relationship.
She loved her sister. She loved her sister because I was around with her more. So she loved her sister like the typical big sister, little sister, you know, knit, mess with her, annoy her, but they love each other. Just happy. Yeah, just a family, just want to be happy.
And as we come out to live pictures of the growing memorial here at the site off East 162nd Street, and we want to mention again that the medical examiner has released the names of the victims. And Deshaun Chapman, the man who we were talking to there, is the father of 8-year-old Mila, but he said he was also very close with Amor. So this is hitting them all very hard right now. And Katie, I want to tell you that as we stand here, Cleveland police are back at the house going through where they made that arrest last night as this investigation continues.
Just wanted to be together, just wanted to be happy. Like he said, seeing their beautiful faces, John, it is just growing in pain for so many, including that father. Thank you for that perspective, John. And again, Cleveland police have charged Aaliyah Henderson with 2 counts of aggravated murder in the deaths of her 2 little girls. Community activists are organizing a vigil for Amor and Mila. It's planned for tomorrow afternoon at 4 o'clock at or near where they were found at East 162nd in Midland. We will be there for you and continue covering this story.
Man. Like I said earlier, just when you think you've seen it all, it's always another story. But it's up to these platforms to continue to bring awareness. Who knows, one of these lives or videos or shorts may be what stops someone for doing what Anaya Henderson done. A 10-year-old and an 8-year-old. So I guess there's gonna be a lot more information come out in this case. This one is obviously a fresh one. So I'm most definitely gonna keep up with it to see what's going on. And just sending prayers out to the family and friends. I'm not sure why it seemed like Anaya was isolated because no one noticed the 8 or 10-year-old missing for a week, at least. May have been longer than that. So once again, mental health is real. I know we can't put everything on mental health. I think sometimes some people are just evil. But maybe that alone is a mental health thing. With that being said, there's the mental health hotline. It's open 24/7. That number is 866-831-4593. If it gets that bad, please get some help. Please reach out. Call your local authorities. These kids don't deserve this type of behavior. They deserve to have a chance at life. And these adults are taking it away from them. Every time we turn around. It's this stories, that stories, this stories, that story. I hope if she's found guilty, that she be punished to the full extent of the law. I don't think personally that I don't think there's no rehabilitation for such a cruel act. To do what she did to her babies, stuff them in suitcases and walk them across that field. You also wonder what was them babies' last moment. With that being said, we're gonna get out of here. Thank you for coming through. If you didn't hit that like button, please hit the like button. If you hit us on replay, if you're not a subscriber to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. Like, share, comment, engage with the content. And I really appreciate everyone. And thank you for your support. Justice for these babies.